mean, the Rwanda thing was such a joke. They was all calling them illegals, but they weren't going to convict them of a crime to try to break into. They was going to send them to Rwanda. And another thing, they kept saying, "Oh, it's the people traffickers." Well, if I was a people trafficker and I was on one of those dinghies and I got arrested, I'll say, "Well, hold on a minute. You've just let the cargo all claim asylum. So what's illegal about what I'm doing?" You know, it's just a complete joke, and people have got to wake up to it.
That's actually a good point, because Keir Starmer will go on and on about how we will do whatever it takes to stop the people traffickers, but it's the end result of the aim. The people traffickers could say, we're just helping these people claim their legal rights to asylum in the UK. We're not actually doing anything wrong. Okay, we might not be very nice people. We might be charging them an arm and a leg, sometimes quite literally, but it's a legal thing that we're doing. So
two other very important things, if I may, you know, the documentation thing. So they deliberately destroy their documents, as we all know, and you cannot deport someone who hasn't got documents. If you think somebody's from a certain country and you phone up that country and say to them, right, we got someone here, they're going to want to know their name and their identity. If you can't clarify their identity, they're not going to take them. That's just it's just obvious. I mean, I don't see why people can't see that. And then so you put them in prison. Our policy is 3-year prison sentence, and you stay in prison until you organise your papers to leave. And the bigger problem is, because there's so many now, there's like up to 2 million illegals, and this is why Boris Johnson and people before said, oh, he wants to give them all amnesty, because they're not prepared to detain millions of people and hold them in detention centers until they leave. And our policy, I don't know if you saw this, but we suggest that we need to build thousands of detention centers for these illegals once they're rounded up. And these detention centres can later be turned into social housing for our own people once they've left, because there's up to 2 million illegals. But we would have that amnesty from the 3-year sentence if they took it before a certain date, which we set. Also, if they did come in illegal, they got the 3 years, they could pay a 30,000 get out clause as well. So they're not going to want to come back to get another £30,000 fine. So there's multiple things we can do to sort this problem out, but it's all about detention and the establishment, and even Farage and that, because they keep saying, "Oh, we'll just push the boats back," but that's not a deterrent. You know, we need a deterrent, and they're just going to keep coming back. And the bottom line is, Farage and Reform, they want to continue to accept refugees and stay signed up to the Refugee Convention.